fourth quarter is physical back time.
It is 5:30, we'll continue started with the pledge of allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you for those who are attending tonight's meeting. We will begin with the consent agenda. A, the minutes of the August 25th regular meeting. B, bills for September 2025. C, the treasurer's report for August 2025. D, retail alcohol licenses for El Mariachi Bar and Grill. That's a Class C retail alcohol license. And then Toast on the Hill, that's also a Class C retail alcohol license. And El Capriel Mexican Restaurant, that's another Class C retail alcohol license. Chief, any issues with any of these licenses?
Nothing.
Hearing that, can I get a motion to approve the consent agenda, please?
So moved.
Okay, motion by Angela, second please. Second by Keith, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? None, that carries. All right, number 2 is a resolution approving the preliminary plat of Southern Hills 4th Edition subdivision. We do have Ben Roan from Beck Engineering, which is this week, and also Lewis Slater, the owner of the property. So, Ben, if you would take it from here, please.
Yeah. Ben Groen with Beck Engineering, here with Neil Slater, the developer of the Southern Hills property. This preliminary plat is for the 4th and final edition of Southern Hills, which is 55 total lots. It includes Memphis Avenue, which is a continuation of Pinewood, and then turns into 38th Street, and also Locust Street, which is a cul-de-sac to the east of Memphis. Memphis already has sanitary sewer on it. Improvements will include water main along Memphis, as well as sanitary sewer and water main on Locust. Also included our detention pond improvements. In the end, the plan is for 3 total phases for the property, starting on the north side of Memphis, working down, and then doing the cul-de-sac last.
Any questions? for Mr.
Why
Brown?
isn't that going to be called Pinewood Avenue then?
I agree.
That's a fair, I think, originally it was always kind of noted down as being called Memphis, and that's how it got left. But I don't think anybody would have any objections to
I would be fine
It's
with that.
confusing otherwise, just crossing the street and you're on another street.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Maybe change it on the final plat?
Yeah.
All right, any other questions for Mr. Brown? All right. Thank you for your time. I appreciate it. All right. This is a resolution, so can I get a motion to enter into the resolution, please?
So moved.
Okay. Motion by Dave, can I get a second, please?
Second.
Second by Angela. This is a roll call vote. Brett, how do you vote?
I'm going to abstain.
Okay, all right. Angela, how do you vote?
Aye.
Keith, how do you vote?
Aye.
And Dave, how do you vote?
Aye.
And, yeah, I'm sorry.
Hi.
Hi, thank you. Let it be known that it did pass forward with 1 abstain, so thank you guys, appreciate it. Sorry, John. All right, next is the Iowa Great Lakes Quarter update. We have Mr. Smith here along with... Mr. Smith, who's the young lady with you?
Yeah, we got Jenny Dykema.
Oh, okay.
Here, so former Spirit Lake resident, actually current Spirit Lake resident now again. So we'll introduce her in a second, but first, my name is Trevor Smith, Senior VP of Economic Development at the Iowa Lakes Corridor. Just so you guys are aware, we serve 4 counties of economic development in northwest Iowa, including Dickinson, Clay, Emmett, and Buena Vista counties. We have a 16-member board, 4 board reps for each of our 4 counties, and your Dickinson County board reps are Brad Beck, Beck Engineering, he serves as our past chair. Tom Nelson, Bank Midwest. Drew Hagee, Spirit of Okoboji. And then Brett Johnson, City of Spirit Lake and Central Bank. So just wanted to make you guys aware of our board representation. I did want to update you guys on the Workforce Housing Tax Credit Program, as you do have one application with the Shores here in Spirit Lake, 126 two-phase Eagle construction project. So the state delayed their release of the Workforce Housing Tax Credit, so that will actually come out any day now here in September. They had a big backlog and a lot of applications to go through this year. And so we do anticipate that coming out next week. So be on the lookout for that. We'll make sure we pass that information out as soon as we get it. Also, this last month, we wrapped up the Homegrown Talent Initiative second annual golf outing. And as a reminder, the Homegrown Talent Initiative is a workforce recruitment tool that we have. It's a grant program where we provide $6,000 grants to individuals for student loan debt repayment, mortgage loan reimbursement, or student loan debt. Three of the biggest barriers for young families looking to move back to the area. And it's for individuals who are from here, go off to college, maybe work in a different area for a little bit, and then move back. And so workforce becomes a huge challenge, as you see in a lot of those reports that I passed out, which we'll get to in a second. And it's aimed at recruiting back our young talented individuals like a Jenny Dykema here with us today. And but our first two winners this year, our first one was Callan Hinn Townsend, who's originally from Spirit Lake, left the area to pursue a degree in nursing, which she then worked in Sioux Falls as a nurse for a little bit before returning back home this past year with her husband, as well as Taylor Krager, who grew up in Peterson, went to BV University, and then now resides in Lake Park and works at Farm Credit Services of America down there. And then another program that we just finished up here in August was the 19th Annual Okoboji Entrepreneurial Institute, which is a pretty big deal that we get to host every single summer, get to bring up, well, I guess I'll let Jenny talk a little bit more about OEI, as she just joined our team here in early summer. So Jenny, introduce yourself a little bit and tell us a little bit about OEI.
So as Trevor said, my name is Jenny Dykema. Grew up in Spirit Lake, left to go to college, and just graduated from Iowa State in May. So I joined the Corridor team in June, early June, doing some marketing and event planning there. Really enjoyed it. And one of the things that we just wrapped up, as you said, a few weeks ago, is the Okoboji Entrepreneurial Institute, where we bring 32 students from area universities in Iowa, such as Iowa State, UNI, BV, Dordt, and Iowa Lakes. These students get a very hands-on experience seeing the area, learning from business coaches and mentors, and visiting some of the area businesses throughout the four-county region. And we just, the whole point of it is to pretty much encourage them to start their business in the area. And so it's really a great opportunity to showcase Okoboji and Spirit Lake being a fabulous place to start their business. Some of the coaches that we had this year are Levi Marquardt, Tom Nelson, we had the Morrisons, Kelsey and Jeremy. A lot of Spirit Lake residents and leaders of these local businesses were very involved in Okoboji Entrepreneurial Institute, and we are very thankful for that. Yeah, we just really enjoy this program and encourage the young entrepreneurs to plant their roots here, and are very thankful for the individuals and businesses that make it possible.
Yeah, and to go off of that, with the Okoboji Entrepreneurial Institute, we had one Spirit Lake native last year, Dawson Cooker, with his contracting company, who went through that program, was able to kind of scale up his business a little bit, and he even got a contract through relationships with that to build the boathouse over at where the Queen is. And so being able to do some of that locally and kind of build off of his experience there has been really cool to see. And so the real reason why we're here today is to really deliver 3 reports here for you today. The first one is our Business Retention and Expansion 2024 report. The second one is the executive summary of our wage and benefit survey for 2025. And then the last one is just hot off the press, labor shed. So won't go through that one in detail as it's very fresh, but wanted to get it in your hands as soon as possible for your guys' review. So with the business retention expansion, so that's a big program which we run out of the corridor. We interview over 100 businesses, large manufacturers, top employers, industries throughout the region to gather the pinch points, opportunities and trends that they're dealing with to help them grow, expand, or even just retain here in our communities. And with that, we also take 10 questions from the Iowa Economic Development Authority, and we partner with them on that, where we send aggregate data back to them that we get. And we're actually happy to report that 11% of all the reporting in the state of Iowa came from our office. So we get to represent Northwest Iowa really well at the state. And with that, they drive legislation, different policy changes, incentive programs based off that reporting. So it's very important that we do that at a high level. And so I want to direct your attention to that first 2 pages of the business retention. The first one's the regional report. The second one is the Dickinson County report. I'll focus mostly on the regional report for this. So we surveyed over 105 businesses, and like I said, those visits usually take over an hour at a time where we sit down with top management at our largest employers. And with that, over the next 3 to 5 years, we estimate $230 million in capital investment and over 300 jobs projected, which are really good numbers. And in Dickinson County, I believe that number is about 119 million of that 230. So a lot of growth and investment coming back here in the Iowa Lakes Corridor region. And so 36% of our businesses report increasing sales, 46% report stable sales, and only 16% report decreasing sales. I will say in Dickinson County, that number is a little bit lower for increasing sales, but a large portion of who we interviewed were manufacturing, I believe almost 50% there. And in 2024, there was a pretty large decline in the manufacturing sector, but we do anticipate those numbers to return back to normal and grow in 2025 based off early data that we've collected. And so with that, 57% of our businesses report are experiencing recruiting problems. That number in Dickinson County is 78%. So workforce recruitment and retention is vital and something to pay attention to. And some of the biggest community challenges associated with that are workforce housing, talent attraction, childcare initiatives, and workforce upskilling. So you know the same 3 things we usually harp about and talk about: workforce, housing, and childcare. Those are 3 of the biggest things that came out of that report. And then we always rate very high in community services such as fire, police protection, water utilities, and paramedic services. So those continue to be at a high level in our communities. And so with that, do you guys have any questions about the business retention expansion report? All right, with that, we'll move on to the executive summary of the wage and benefit survey, which came at a request from a lot of our major employers. This gives us a great tool to compare us with other areas in the state and nationally. This is just the executive summary. We have a much more detailed one that we give out to our employers who were involved in this, which we'd be more than happy to share with you guys or help run reports on that, where it compares them here regionally in Northwest Iowa to some of our metropolitan areas as well as other states in different communities. And so with that, we had good representation in terms of number of employees from 30% less than 20, 44% medium to 20 to 100, and then 23% 100 plus. So big takeaways from that are with the hourly employees. So there's 2 pages, hourly and salary. On average, wage employees received an annual 4% increase over the last 12 months, while salary about 3%. So good wage growth here in Northwest Iowa, which is good to see. Some of the recruitment barriers are shortage of workforce with knowledge and skills, location of community, so being in a rural area, affordable housing, available housing, and lack of affordable childcare. So this is a separate report that's harping on some of the same issues, and they found some of those as well. I do want to also highlight some of the amenities that employers and employees talk about, which number one was quality of public schools. That's always a big one in rural communities and part of our advantage compared to other parts of the state. Quality and affordable housing, lower overall cost of living, low crime rate, and obviously outdoor recreation ranks very highly. So, and in that, it breaks down the wages from starting wage to maximum, so we can give that to prospective businesses looking to come in, or businesses that are looking at their budgets next year to see where they're at competitively. So that's the wage and benefit survey. I also attached the labor shed, which gives you an idea of where Spirit Lake is and where do we draw a lot of our employees from. So it gives you all the different cities and things there. So any questions with any of those reports? Kind of just flew right through those, but those are tools in our toolbox that we use for recruiting businesses, recruiting industry, and also tackling some of the issues such as workforce housing and childcare. And then with that, also want to invite you guys to an AI training that we're hosting here at the Pearson Lakes Art Center, September 23rd, from 10 to 11:30. We're bringing Cirrus and Iowa State up here to do a little training and workshop. It's going to go over what AI is, how businesses, small businesses, large businesses can start utilizing it, things to look for, things to stay away from, and just provide some opportunity. I think we already have close to 70 people signed up for it, so should be a pretty good event. And then obviously next month, October, Manufacturing Month. This year we'll be touring Brown Med. That's our manufacturing tour. So really excited about that. We'll get you more details for that to come. But with that, I'll take any questions.
Have you guys had any conversations about any other counties joining the corridor?
We have not had any conversations with other counties at the moment, but you know, I do think there are some opportunities potentially in the future for that, just with the way things in economic development are going. Things are kind of gearing towards regionalism versus, you know, municipalities and cities just operating their own.
Anything else for Mr. Smith and Ms. Stipes? Not here. Thank you both very much for coming tonight.
All right, thank you guys for your time.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. All right, number 4 is a resolution accepting a competitive quote and making an award of 2025 City of Spirit Lake line pit discharge improvement prize. Ray, do you want to enter the?
Oh, yeah. As you know, at the last meeting, the one quote that the city received on this project was rejected. It was over $300,000. It was felt that maybe a little more outreach and timing was such that some other people might be interested. Zach Arneson with Beck Engineering reached out to some other, some of the same and some other potential contractors. We ended up getting 3 quotes back, and the lowest was from Vanderpool Excavating. It came in at approximately $261,500, so about $50,000 to $60,000 less than where we were. So it was worth waiting a couple of weeks to see if we could save a little money. And convenience-wise, for what it's worth, maybe just entered into it. If you notice, they were substantially lower than the other 2 also. They're also involved as a subcontractor on the water plant improvement project that's going to be going on here in the next phase of that. So I think that kind of played into their interest as well. So anyway, the recommendation is to accept that, and they'll get started if they can, and then this will be put to bed here before winter so we can stop hauling water.
Any questions for Mr. Owens pertaining to this before we enter into the resolution? All right, hearing none, being that this is a resolution, can I get a motion to enter into the resolution, please?
So
Okay, Okay, motion by Keith, can I get a second?
Second.
A second by Dave. This is a roll call vote. Let's go with you. John, how do you vote?
Aye.
Dave, how do you vote?
Aye.
Keith, how do you vote?
Aye.
Angela, how do you vote?
Aye.
And Brett, how do you vote?
Aye.
All right, with that being known, that passed, so thank you. And we'll move right into number 5, the discussion and possible action regarding the urban renewal general engagement agreement with Taylor's Cooney.
They now are required to seek an engagement letter with respect to any project, which hasn't been the case in the past on a consistent basis. And so now they're trying to be a little more consistent. Rather than have to do this every single time we have something going on and we have another potential development that could come up if the annexation comes to fruition, what this letter does is just pave the way for us to use them as needed. All right, we aren't bound to any particular project in the future, but if we decide to use them, then we don't have to have council action for another engagement letter every single time we want to use them as bond council, urban renewal council, et cetera, in terms of developer agreements. So that's kind of it's necessary, but it's also kind of a time saver, if you want to look at it that way, for the future as well. And we haven't used anybody else for the last 11 years, but that doesn't mean we can't.
I was gonna ask how long we've used them.
At least since I started, there was a time when they weren't involved, we'll get into that. But started in 2014, kind of brought some of the experts that we used in the past back into the fold, so to speak, because for some reason the city got away from that. It's proved to be profitable in a lot of ways for us. Yeah. So at least 11 and a half years. Maybe a little just before that, but yeah, the city had used a different fund for some things for a while.
All right, this is basically a motion to agree with the agreement, I guess.
Yeah, just a motion to enter into,
Okay.
and then that would be signed by the.
Okay, all right. Could I get a motion to enter into the agreement with Ayers Cooney, please? A motion by Brett, can I get a second, please? Second by Angela, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, none, carried. All right, number 6 is appointments to the Airport Authority Board. These 3 individuals have already, they are serving on the board as, at this present time. They are Dennis Struck, Brian Bright, and then Bruce Smith. Their terms are coming to an end, so they'd like to be reappointed to that. So, first of all, these guys have served on this board for quite a while, if I remember right.
Yes.
Yeah. And they're doing a great job. Things are happening out at that airport that they take pride in. So, basically, just a motion to approve their appointments.
So moved.
Motion by Dave, can I got a second? Second by Brett. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? None, that carried too. All right. As you can see in the packets, we received communication from the planning and zoning pertaining to the point of finance being report and the recommendations for acceptance. From that, we will move into comments by the public. Anybody from the public wishing to speak? Come to the podium, state your name and address.
Okay, my name is Vicki Larson, I live at 23rd Street. One of the problems, need to speak up. I'm having a hearing problem, but it's mumbling. I couldn't get a lot of the names of the people that made a motion or seconded it. One thing going, there's an October 24th meeting for municipal lawyers. Is Mr. Owens planning on going to that? It's a seminar.
Are
Yeah.
you Mr. Owens? Are you planning to go there?
I have no idea.
Maybe not.
Okay. Must not be important. I'd like to address the no parking signs on 23rd Street. There's one on the north side It's small, it's on a telephone or a electric pole, which I don't think is legal, and it's at a height where it's difficult to see. The last football game that happened, there was parking on the north side of the street, which is no parking area. The ambulance had to park in the middle of the street. So had there been an emergency of any kind for the ambulance, they would have had a dickens of a time getting out of there. It needs a new sign. I don't think it's the proper size. And there are specifics for signs for no parking, etc., that cities must use. I'm also going to ask if the mayor would please, when you adjourn the meeting, when you folks adjourn the meeting, would you please comment on the time that the meeting's adjourned and have that as part of the minutes. So far, the end of the meeting happens and bam, we're out of here. And no time is given when the meeting was adjourned, and it does not appear in the minutes of the meeting.
Anybody else from the public wishes to speak, please come to the podium and give us your name and your address, please.
Hi, Gretchen Lowless, and I'm a business at 1508 Hill Avenue. And I was just kind of asked today to come in as a business owner and just bring to the attention that there's been complaints specifically at the Stevens Project building where there's planters outside on the sidewalk, and you know, they're beautiful, and they said that I guess the complaint is that it's disrupting walking traffic. But just hoping that, you know, as being new business in the downtown area, that we can just keep things going forward and keeping them beautiful. Also, something that was brought to my attention is about parking and the 2-hour parking limit, which gets some people very riled up when actually it's not policed. So, and I think it's causing some people to get anxious and angry in town. They don't like it that other people are parking for 2 hours when, you know, there's a lot of people that employ people to work, and sometimes, you know, appointments take longer than 2 hours. And I actually have a retail store that, you know, it's a bookstore, so people may want to hang out for longer than 2 hours. So just wondering if maybe that is like a redundant thing to have to go when actually it's not really policed. So.
Are you talking on Lake Street or along Hill Avenue?
Both Lake Street and Hill Avenue. So just wanted to bring that to the attention. Maybe you guys can talk about it, see if it means anything. And thank you so much for your support for our downtown.
Thank you. Thank you very much. All right, let's go to comments by mayor, council, or staff. Anybody, council, any comments? Nope, not hearing, I don't have any. Staff.
Just one note in the notes, or the minutes, excuse me, from P&Z. A&G Childcare, which is located down there. I don't know how to describe where it is. I know how to get there. Yeah, thanks. South on Zenith is expanding.
Carousel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what they call it. But the A&G Childcare is what they go by, I guess. Building another facility down there where we're at. We need more childcare. It won't come to the council. It's special exception use. It goes to P&Z and then it goes to the Board of Adjustment. But just mentioning that in case anybody hadn't had a chance to see that yet, or gets a chance to look at it later.
That's good to hear. All right, with that being in mind, anything else? Could I get a motion to adjourn?
Motion?
Yeah, motion by John. Could I get a second, please?
Second.
Second by Brett. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? None carried. Thank you. Let's have a good night.
Thank you.
Can't do it yourself, she can do it herself. Hey,
Hi, just one thing.
yeah, how you
You
doing?
know that I